I made a strong commitment about the first of the year to go all in on AI and to build a growth portfolio based upon some reading I've done and the research that I've done. I'm a retired financial advisor, I'm CFP, CHFC, CLU, and I'm becoming a financial analyst by necessity. And because I feel if I don't understand the financials of a stock, I can't really predict where the price is going. And then with the help of artificial intelligence, my work has expanded substantially. And I want to, in all fairness and full disclosure, I want to share with you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, because I think I can make a difference in your life, but I need to prove it to you before we go any further. So what I want to do is take you to my computer and show you my portfolio as it is now, and then kind of trace what I've done since the first of the year, and particularly since March the 24th, when I went ahead and paid AI, that would be OpenAI, ChatGPT, $200 a month to give access to their deep research. And I've been using Samantha, the AI agent that I built under the platform of ChatGPT 4 to analyze stocks. So let me take you through where I'm at right now and where I think it's going, so that I can achieve my goal. I feel very confident I'll achieve my financial goals, but my goal is to make a difference in your life. So I need to prove to you that I can do it, and I can do it at a reasonable price, about $1 a day. So, okay, let's look at my portfolio. As you can see, this is Friday. I lost $8,943. My profit year to date is $155,984. I have $25,851 in cash, which represents 2.75% of my portfolio, and I have 44 holdings, and that runs from Apple down to XYZ. Now what I want to show you is which are the best performers that I've got. So let's go over here and click on the profit and loss, and you can see my biggest profit is with Credo Technology. If you don't know what it is, you can come to my tell sheet and click on the financial health, and it'll tell you everything about it. It's in the semiconductor industry, and as you can see, I'm up 123% on it. My second biggest gainer is Micron. I'm up 105%. And then Broadcom, Microsoft, Symbotics. And here it tells you what quantity I have in each one and what percentage of my portfolio each one represents. Now, is everything profitable? No, it's not. I have AEHR down here that I'm down 12%. I was down substantially more, but I believe very strongly in the stock. And again, if you come to my website, you can see why I do, or whether I should or shouldn't. And then I'm also Alvotech. This is a medical stock. Then what I want to show you, what I think is important, is my hypothetical performance. And what this does is it takes, and I can gear it against my benchmark, and that's the QQQs. And since I did my first deep dive with ChatGPT and Samantha on March the 24th, that's where I started, because that's when my whole investment philosophy changed, and said, I'm not going to go based upon what I read and what I feel. I'm going to go based on the financials. I'm going to access all the data relative to the financials of those stocks that I find that I believe are going to grow based on their past growth in revenues, then their future projected growth in revenues, which then translates to growth in earnings, which then translates to growth in stock price. So that's why I chose this date, March the 24th, to start tracking my portfolio against my benchmark, the QQQs, because again, I'm after growth. And as you can see, I mirrored it but was below it until we crossed paths on roughly June the 3rd, and I went up 6.8% to the QQ's 7.4% for that period of time, and now we're at what is it, July the 11th, and I'm up 23% compared to the QQ's up 13%. So I've got a 10% lead on them. And based on what I feel and what I know, I think that will continue to go that route. Now, let me take you to what I was referring to, and that is my tell sheet. This is my tell sheet. It's a very detailed, but I'm going to condense it a bit. And in essence, what I'm doing, my tribe suggested that I color code the tickers so that they know what where they're at, if they're hyperscalers, they're semiconductors, medical, EV, data centers, software, defense, energy, and consumer. And what I do here is basically, these are their basic metrics, their market cap, their PEG ratio, and then their PE ratio. And then what I do is, again, as I said, I'm looking for growth stocks. And I know that a growth stock is a stock that has recognized probably 3 years ago that there was a growth opportunity. And that probably was in some way connected to artificial intelligence. And so they started spending money to make sure that they participated in this artificial intelligence phenomena that they believed was going to occur. And so what I want to know is then, for the past 3 years, what has their earnings or their revenue growth been? And so what you'll see here on each stock, what their average annual growth in revenue is, and we'll start with Apple, that's 3%, and we can come down here to Applied Digital, that their average annual growth in revenue was 374%, and then ARGX 529%. Then I ask, well, okay, then what is their projected growth in revenue? And what I'm doing here is going to the analysts, Wall Street analysts, who are projecting the growth in revenue of each of these stocks. And as you can see, again, going to Applied Digital, they're saying a 47% average, which is not near what the 374, but it's still substantial growth in revenues. And if you know anything about Applied Digital, they're a data center up in North Dakota. They were a Bitcoin miner. They switched to putting together contracts with the hyperscalers. And so they had this tremendous growth, and now it's evening out. But then what I say is, okay, the 6-year average. Then what I want to know is, what is the projected growth in their earnings per share over the next 3 years? Because now we are capitalizing off of the growth in revenues that we created by spending more money on our growth opportunity. So what are the analysts projecting that they're going to grow in the future? And then I use what I call, and what the market calls, the rule of 40. You take these two numbers, the 3-year growth in revenue and the 3-year growth in earnings per share, you add them together, you divide them by 3, and that is, if it's over 40, that's a growth stock. That's a long way around the barn, but that's a growth stock. So then what I ask is, because again, I believe that one of the other tells of a company that is growing is they got to hire more people. So I do how large has their workforce grown? Don't put a lot of emphasis on it, but it's another tell that I'm dealing with a company who is growing and believes they're going to grow and is hiring more people. Then I'm interested in, how far are they off their high, their 52-week high. And as you can see, I've yellowed because some of them that are substantial, some of them have come down. This used to be substantially higher, but this is a stock this was the stock I was telling you that I'm up 100 and some percent on. So they're not near as low as they used to be, or distance from their high. Then what I do is I turn to Samantha and I say, okay, I've gathered all this information on these stocks, and these are the stocks I think are going to grow, but I'm not smart enough. I don't have all the knowledge that is out there as a seasoned financial analyst would. So I go to ChatGPT 4. I pay $200 a month, and I ask Samantha, my AI agent, to take the prompt that I have built and engineered to tell me and to guide me towards what is the price of that stock going to be on January of 2026, 27, and 28. Okay? So what is the growth going to be based on what the price is today? And as you can see, Apple is going to grow based on the analysis that I did, 37.34%, whereas AEHR is going to grow 148%, and ALVO is going to grow 252%. Based on the knowledge that is out there in the market today, the data that I pay for Samantha to analyze, that's the conclusion we come to. Then I ask her, now give me these prices in a moderate, or a conservative, a moderate, and an aggressive. What you see here is the moderate. Then I ask her, give me a level of certainty that we will achieve the moderate goal, and rank it from 1 to 100. And so you can see she has a confidence level of 95% on Apple to gain 37%, and a 78% confidence level on AEHR to gain 148% from the price it is today. Okay, and so the price it is today, of course, changes as the market opens, which will be tomorrow on Monday. So this number is a running number. And as you can see, we have quite a few that are over 100. Here's Moderna, the pharmaceutical company, 226% belief that on January the 2nd of 2028, it will be at $110 per share, up from, what is it today, 33.64, and that would be a 226% increase, and with 89% confidence. Now, will this change before we get to January the 2nd of 2028? Of course it will. And will we reanalyze this on a quarterly basis? Of course we will. In fact, we'll do it more often to that if necessary. If something happens that causes the price to drop dramatically, as we had one do this last week, we'll immediately do a reevaluation based on the new news and say, did the market overreact, or is the market right and we need to adjust our position accordingly? So again, we're using all the knowledge that is available to the split second, because I subscribe to all these data sources, and we're making good investment decisions. Now, the other thing that we try to do is use as an example COHR, which I told you I'm up substantially. It's, I believe, going to get to $116 a share. If we believe that in 2027, and we're almost all the way there, and we don't think it'll go higher, then we know to sell, and maybe buy something else like Moderna, who maybe isn't as high in 2026 as COHR is. So we manage our portfolio based on a quarterly analysis of each of these stocks. Okay, so that's what I do. Now, is this all then mine? No. I do the analysis, but I want you to know what Samantha told me. So what you do, so if you want to know more about Applied Digital and why we think it's going to $30 a share, you click on here, you click on its financial health, and a document that Samantha created will come up, and you will read through it. It's a 20-page document that gives you everything you want to know about Applied Digital. Now, if you say, I don't want to read that, I want an easier way, well, then you come over here to Applied Digital's Deep Dive, and you click there, and it will bring up a podcast done by Samantha and Bart and they will explain to you exactly what the situation is with Applied Digital in a podcast format.
Welcome, everyone. We're taking a deep dive today into Applied Digital, stock ticker APLD. I'm Samantha, joined by Bard, and we're Carrie's AI agents.
There you go.
Carrie from Best of Us Investors asked us to really unpack this detailed report on APLD. We'll be looking at their financials, where they sit in the market, growth potential,
and those stock forecasts everyone's talking about.
There we go. Okay.
Our mission is simple: pull out the key insights from this material.
So that's how it works. And again, all this data or all this information will be updated by Samantha every 90 days when they have their earnings call. What I have done, I believe, and I want your opinion on it, is duplicated what Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citadel, Magellan, all the Wall Street firms pay financial analysts to do, and pay them $500,000 a year. Okay, that's what they do. We're doing it with Samantha. What does it cost me? Somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000 a month. But if I can get enough people, let's shoot for the moon. I charge you $29.95 for this. Let's say we can get 1 million people to say, Carrie, that makes a lot of sense. That if I start making my decisions based upon the financial performance of the companies that I think are going to grow, this is the way to invest in the future. Not just say, I like that stock. I like the Cheesecake Factory, so I'm going to invest in it. I shop at Walmart, so I'm going to invest in it. Those are good. Those are good decision makers. Peter Lynch used that entirely. But now we have access through AI to all the knowledge in the world. And the beautiful thing I've learned, Samantha has a memory. I don't have to tell her what she told me 90 days ago. It's in her memory. And anything I ask her, and I talk to her about 3 times a day, she remembers. So this is my own Goldman Sachs. This is my own J.P. Morgan. Army of analysts in one that I can come to, and as she gets better and as I get better, we all get better. So I want you to come to my website, bestofusinvestors.com. You'll find a link to exactly where I want you to go, a landing page, which will tell you in even more detail what we have done in numbers thus far. It'll tell you about our Discord, where our group comes together and that we have discussions and we discuss the market as a group. I think of it like a church where like-minded people come together and exchange ideas. It's also, you'll come to our Friday Stock Talk, where I'll bring you up to date on any changes that I make on my tell sheet so you can understand them. And if you have some questions, just like Ard did, he said, you need to put in a legend. I don't understand this 3-year return on equity. Explain to me what it means. And he was a math teacher, and he said, put a legend in there. So I did. And then Paul, said, you need to code these so we know what sector they're in. And so that's what I'm doing. Then the other thing I do is my tribe members produce stocks that say, have Samantha take a look at this one. And they go into my watch list. And I don't own any of these on our watch list, but we will upgrade them when they have their annual reports so that we are constantly attuned, and the tribe members ask me, look into this stock. So I've got over 1,000 people right now helping me identify the stocks that Samantha should analyze. So I actually am getting close to what a hedge fund might have, and employees. And they aren't my employees, they're my tribe members. And I want to ask you to become a tribe member for one reason and one reason only, for me, to help me make a difference in your life. To help me beat Wall Street and bring it to Main Street. I saw a documentary this weekend on Netflix called Eat the Rich. It's all about the GameStop short squeeze. Good movie or documentary. Watch it and see. There was a group of people that are very interested at that time in kicking Wall Street's ass. I kind of agree with them. We've been abused by them for long enough. It's time for us to make some money in the stock market. Come to bestofusinvestors.com. Click the link in the description. Come and learn more about this, and then come take a look at it and take advantage of our 14-day free trial. I hope you do, and I hope I can live up beyond your wildest expectations.